A lot of us, and by that I mean all of us, loves video games. Some like newer video games like Grand Theft Auto 5, and some like older like Mario Bros. But some games that could have been the next big thing didn't make out of production or were lost. This is 5 lost or canceled video games. Mario Paint 64. In an issue of 1997 Dengeki Nintendo 64, Shigeru Miyamoto discussed several titles in development for the ill-fated add-on on Nintendo 64 DD. In this interview, he revealed that a new Mario Paint game was in development for the Mario Paint 64. He said that since a mouse would only appeal to a few people, it would use a new type of controller everyone would enjoy. All he said about the gameplay was that it was possible to paint pictures, then perform various processes on them. Due to the commercial failure of the Nintendo 64 DD, Mario Paint 64 was presumably cancelled, and no prototype or even screenshots have ever been seen by the public. Butthead Over. Butthead Over is an Ed, Edd n Eddy themed bowling game released for the PC in 2003 through CartoonNetworks.com's Power Play game service for $19.95. It is a simple bowling game using characters, audio, and settings from the Ed, Edd n Eddy television show. The game was developed in Adobe Director for Shockwave, which has great reverse compatibility on modern Windows versions, but because of the active Mark DRM that was used to protect it, it wouldn't run on anything later than Windows Vista. Also, it used a certain engine. I'm not going to look up the name right now. I did not put it in the script here, but that was also used on Power Play games that shut down because of the failure of Power Play games. So every Power Play games that Cartoon Network released, including Butthead Over, was lost. The game is partially found, though, as user Joman66 posted a video of him playing Butthead Over demo on Windows XP.
Somebody knows that because I don't. Go ahead and start the game. You can choose your ball. That's a cool looking. Oh, I'm sorry, I zoomed in. I didn't realize that. You can choose your ball, customize it. Yeah. I don't know if you can customize the image, but set your name. I don't know.
Fallout Extreme. Fallout Extreme was a game under development by 14 Degrees East and Interplay during the early 2000s for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. It was to use the Unreal Engine. The game was still in prototype stages when it was cancelled by 14 Degrees East, presumably for them to focus on development of PC-exclusive Fallout Tactics. It is said that the game did not make it far into development, not far beyond the concept stages, that is. The game was never officially announced, and its existence wasn't virtually known until detailed information about it was released in January 2010, like screenshots and the logo. The game would have used a squad-based system similar to the one eventually used in Tactics. Family Guy Online. Family Guy Online was an online MMORPG from 2012 to 2013 based on a long-running animated series sitcom of the same name, obviously. In the game, players could customize their own character and take on missions given to them by other Family Guy characters in the city of Quahog. However, due to the fact that Fox was making almost no profit from it, it was shut down a year later with no mirrors in sight. The game itself is lost. However, there are many gameplay videos on Family Guy Online. No actual game assets such as textures or models from Family Guy Online has resurfaced. Beavis and Butthead Arcade. Beavis and Butthead is a canceled 1996 arcade beat-em-up game that was developed by Atari based on the popular MTV series of the, same name. The game was built using 3DO-based hardware. The game borrows the ideas from the cartoon, alternately asking players to work together to fight each other outside of a mud pit using boxing gloves on the end of baseball bats. Naturally, it was tested poorly and was never completed. 4 out of 6 levels were done. Another reason for the game's cancellation was because Midway bought Atari and canceled all Atari projects such as Criminal Rage 2. 12 prototype machines of the game were sold at an MTV auction in 1999, and several of them were seen in California Extreme from 2007 to 2013. On April 6, 2016, Galloping Ghost Arcades picked up prototype number 9 of the game after Jeremy Fox of Prince Arcades sold it and it was not working. They were able to get it work again, finding a used 3DO in the next day. The game is now playable at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. However, they refused to release the ROM game, so in a way, it is lost.